Hi everyone, this is Men's here. I'm playing the new, at least on the North American server, Tier 2 Japanese premium battleship, the Mikasa, which was a reward for the ornament contest that the North American server Wargaming uh, basically office put on, and I think about 400 people might have gotten this. Essentially, the Mikasa, being the only Tier 2 battleship, you're going to outlast any other ship head on. However, as you see, it only has 2 turrets. They're very accurate. They don't fire very fast, though, and you pretty much over-penetrate anything at this tier. I find using HE is actually a better bet, at least at most ranges, than using AP, because you only do 770 damage with AP over penetrating, which you will on anything that you face that's not another Mikasa, because citadeling things aren't really a given with how small the citadel areas are at this tier. Now, basically the quote-unquote gimmick of this ship has a shit ton of secondaries. The range with the secondary boost from your captain skill is only 3.6 kilometers. However, there's 1876 millimeters and I believe 1252 millimeters, and it basically is just like a shotgun shooting out all over the place when things get within range of you. Now, this ship, it's not being sold, at least for now, on the North American server. It was sold on the European server, but at the same time, it's not exactly the best ship in the world, even for a premium ship. With the lack of secondaries, you're really going to find it hard to do a lot of damage from far away, because you really only have 2 guns, and your range is just under 10 kilometers, which some things outrange you, you outrange some others. But really, you kind of have to get mid-range and hopefully get within secondary range of things to do a ton of damage to people, or else you're just pretty much a meat shield. Now, the bonus of the repairability is pretty huge. It doesn't repair a whole lot, but no other ship at Tier 2 currently has it, so it is a huge leg up over your enemies. Or, unless there's other Mikasas, over other ships. Now, the reason not really being sold, like I said, it's not exactly the best ship in the world, but it's certainly unique and fun. If you're facing one, just stay outside of 3.6 kilometers. You don't have to worry about those secondaries. It does turn pretty well. It's not fast, but since it does turn pretty well, it can dodge torpedoes fairly effectively, but destroyers are the main enemy of this if there's not another Mikasa on any other enemy team. Now, as far as Mikasa versus Mikasa, AP can't exactly penetrate its own citadel, which even at point blank ranges, full broadside, you're gonna find it hard to citadel another Mikasa in this. It can, but more often than not, you're either gonna bounce right off of it if you hit one of the stronger areas along the waterline, or you're just going to do moderate damage. It's very difficult to actually penetrate completely another Mikasa, because its armor is just that good at Tier 2, and its main guns are that weak. So using HE is actually viable in this thing. I know most other battleships you mainly want to use AP, but in this, it kind of breaks the mold a little bit. Now I'm just trying to get into the center here, primarily because I want to close the gap between enemies as quick as possible, which it looks like I'm going to do that right here. Yeah, I know, I'm close to the edge. I'm not gonna hit it. That guy's probably like, oh shit. Well, as you see there, HE can still citadel things. I haven't done it very often with HE, but since you're facing a lot of destroyers and cruisers at this tier, you still can pull off a few citadels if you get lucky with HE. Let's see if we can get this guy out. You're not going to want to do that, dude. Which, shit, I ran into the wall. Said I wasn't going to, but I did anyway. Come on. Let me get by. Let me do something. Guess I'll try to focus on this Eerie over here. I'm going to try to mop up this side before worrying about the other side. But at least the destroyer is out of my way. That's the main thing you really have to worry about in one of these. It's getting hit by torpedoes. He's going to learn you do not want to get this close to Mikasa. They're not very accurate, but you get a surprising amount of hits in these over time. Alright, so that guy's running away. Not too worried about him, so I'm going to start turning back towards the other flank here. The main drawback, like I said, your lack of primary guns, but your speed is very low for a tier 2 match. That's probably the larger downside of between guns or speed. It's definitely the speed. Yeah, I'm going to start heading back to our cap. But the match before this, I had something like 6 or 7 enemy cruisers firing on me. I only lasted about maybe a minute and a half or so against them, but you can take a crap ton of punishment in this because this thing, they're not going to be able to penetrate your armor, any cruisers or destroyers. So really they're only going to be plinking away at HE at you, which the fires are a concern, but since there's so many HE shells, if you do have 4+ ships against you, you're going to lose. But if they don't have torpedoes, you can effectively take on about 2 or 3 ships at a time if they're close enough to you. If it's just your primary guns against them, you're pretty much out of luck, but if they get too close to you, then you can kind of effectively take on the cruisers that you're going to be facing. We're worried about the guys going on our cap, so I'm going to turn right here instead of facing off against these 2 guys. Which I guess they don't care about their cap because they're not going after the Chester. I guess we're definitely going to walk away with a win here since they kind of abandoned their own cap. It's good for us, but not so good with me doing some more damage here. Hoping I can close the gap here and get my secondaries into play. definitely hurt him a little bit. I saw that go all the way up. I was like, holy shit, that repaired a lot. But that was wishful thinking. So overall, not that great of a match, but you don't make a lot of credits in this thing, since it is a low tier. Experience-wise, second most of my team. Damage pretty decently. Main batteries at Citadel definitely worked out. So let's try to get one more battle in here really quick, at least for this video. But essentially the Mikasa, it might be available on a North American server or other servers again at some point, but really it's not exactly the most well balanced ship in a bad way, to where I do see why they don't want to sell it too often, because buying it and then seeing how kind of fickle it is really why did I buy this ship at times, because it doesn't earn a lot of credits nor experience. It's really just kind of a uniquely fun ship to play at times, but if you're against enemies that know to stay away from your secondaries and to pretty much just rain down HE from you or on you from a distance, then you're pretty much screwed, because your armor, while strong, isn't really going to hold up well against hundreds of HE shells coming at you. So I'm pretty much going to dive right in over here, kind of engage the enemies this way. Or at least that's my plan. I find usually in this map, the enemy team will kind of funnel up this way around their cap. So usually I can kind of do decently down here. There will probably be some people on my right, but I'm hoping to focus mainly in front of me and to my left. Now, like I said earlier, this was a reward for the ornament contest for World of Warships. They do have several pictures up of the tree that they have and all the ornaments, and it is pretty cool to look at what people made. I did actually submit one to World of Tanks as well, and that one, basically for World of Warships, I made a little ornament out of a thin piece of wood, and it's kind of like a top-down view of the USS Midway with Happy Holidays on it. The World of Tanks one, I took a cube that we bought, basically like a cardboard cube with a hanger on it, and in Photoshop I made basically a digital image of the chieftain and dressed him up in holiday colors. Put him all over the cube. There's 14 of him around him giving the thumbs up. And it's pretty hilarious. Hopefully they post a picture of that, but no word on the World of Tanks ornament contest yet. The World of Warships ones wrapped up a lot of them today, entry-wise, and gave out a lot of prizes, but hadn't heard anything World of Tanks-wise yet. So this guy's going surprisingly slow here, so I don't have to lead him as much, I believe. He's probably gonna start ramping it back up. I do have to worry about that guy. I let him get a little bit too close to me here. Fortunately, he let off his torpedoes. And glad our Orlan dodged them too. definitely losing a lot of ships here, so I gotta start pushing up to try to help out the best I can. This guy's gonna be my bigger concern here, since that other ship's gonna be behind that. The Erie's gonna be behind that island in a second. But yeah, the amount of fires you get in this thing is kind of annoying because you're a very slow, large ship, and there's a ton of HE coming at you. I don't run any premium consumables, so my repairability is a little lacking compared to if you do spend a little bit more money on it. Alright, let's get a couple shots here on you. Looks like they might be making a run at A here eventually. Don't know what all of our guys down here are doing. Couple more seconds and I'll be ready to fire on him. Alright, here we go. Seeing, let's say, I don't think he's going to be turning too much. At least I set him on fire. That should help out a bit. Do one more salvo on him before going over to the other guy. Or maybe not. I'm just going to focus on this other cruiser here. With your lack of secondaries, you really had to prioritize your targets based off of risk and reward. Didn't want to leave that guy alive, but had I had to fire off my guns on him for that little amount of HP, it would have not been too good for me. Banking on my team killing this guy now. Pretty good chunk getting repaired now. Alright, so 6 kilometers. He's heading pretty much straight on. I'd like to shoot him a little bit more than this though, but that'll probably work. There we go. That should be enough to where they can take him out pretty quickly. Definitely have a lot of them in A, unfortunately. Holy crap. And I did not hit him. Yeah, at least I got that guy, but highly doubt I'm going to be able to salvage A now. That's the problem. I am not fast enough, and I have no idea what these two guys... I know that they did a pretty good job as far as killing and damage-wise, but they pretty much skirted the edge of the map the entire match, which is kind of unfortunate. But it's very doubtful we're actually going to be able to get back to A in time now. It's not out of the question, but I'm not too optimistic with how slow this thing goes. Here we go. Come on, hit him, please. Here we go. Here's a little hit there. Didn't exactly do much because he's just one ship out of the 4. But we'll see if we get lucky and there's another guy right over here. Ah, crap. Of course he's up there. I can't hit him now. Come on. Hope and a prayer. Oh. Kind of sucky way to lose, but oh well. But as you see, this ship's, it's decent, but it does have enough drawbacks to where it's really just basically dedicated on being a brawler. And it's a fun ship to play, but being as slow as it is and without a secondary, or being as slow as it is and without very good primary guns, not secondaries, you really are shoehorned into just playing it one way, and really it's not that flexible. But since you face a lot of 1s and 2s, it is pretty fun to play basically a massively armored ship at that tier. But due to its limitations, it's not exactly the most practical ship to play. But it is unique, and if you do see one out there, just remember, stay over 3.6 kilometers away and you'll be fine, because really the 2 guns, you're going to survive against it if you're just spamming shells at it or firing torpedoes. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my websites, mensgaming.com/worldwarships and watguru.com. Again, thanks for watching.